Well, we're a three-prong organization. First of all, Cancer Schmancer means cancer is not the boss of me. Then the cornerstone was early detection, because if you catch it on arrival, 95% survival, and most people we lose to cancer almost always is due to late-stage diagnosis. So we educate people to take control of their body, to transform from patient into medical consumer, to recognize the early warning whispers, to know the tests that are available, and to be much more proactive. And we have programs like Fran Vans that go into low-income neighborhoods to give women free mammograms so that they don't have to experience late-stage diagnosis, which is almost always the case with that demographic. And then prevention, because let's not get cancer in the first place. How's that for a cure? And let's identify causation and eliminate it, even if it cuts into some manufacturer's profit margin. We don't care. So let's start, detoxing our home, which is a big program of ours in prevention, and one that we're doing now for kids between middle school and high school ages to empower them to learn how to detox their lives and detox their home. The home is the most toxic place we spend the most time in. Ironically, we have the most control over, and we could not only take the check, choose, and change challenge, check labels, choose products that are more eco-friendly and less toxic, and become the change your family so desperately needs. But especially kids who are predicted for the first time in U.S. history to not live as long as their parents did. And this is due to the overwhelming level of toxins everywhere, starting in the womb with 200 to 300 chemicals found in the umbilical cord. So we have to not make that a self-fulfilling prophecy and start changing the way we think, the way we act, the way we shop, and the way we live, so that we can effectively reduce our risk of cancer, as well as many diseases that are plaguing people, autoimmune problems, because cancer is just the end stage of inflammation. And inflammation begins with the most subtle whispers that you have to notice and start questioning, why is my body reacting this way, and how can I help it by changing what I do on a daily basis?
Fran, like you, I'm a cancer survivor, and one of the reasons that my treatment went so well is because of early detection, found it early enough to where surgery was and treatment was successful. What are the types of things that you advise people in terms of making sure that they're paying attention to their bodies so that they can get to the doctor and make sure that the signs are noticed when they might have cancer?
Well, first of all, don't live in denial, because when it's early and most curable at the whisper stage, that's when it's easiest to deny. We're all busy. We all have things that we have to do, and a lot of people, are just worried about paying the bills, getting the kids off to school, and putting food on the table. But at the end of the day, you're useless to your family if you're 6 feet under. So we all feel a little twinge of something that's easy to ignore, but what we have to recondition ourselves is into saying, this could be nothing, but God forbid it's something. I want to catch it at the earliest stage possible so that I can remain alive and well for my family. And, if you go to CancerSchmancer.org, we teach you how to transform from being a patient, the very word implies passivity, to being a medical consumer, because we put more time and energy into the buying, selling, and repairing of our automobiles than we do our own bodies. And, that just has got to end, because no one cares about you as much as you. When the doctor calls and tells you have cancer, at the end of the day, he goes home and eats dinner with his family. You go home and eat your heart out with yours. So you have to take control, grab hold of the reins, and become your own best friend, and challenge the medical community, which subscribes to a philosophy: if you hear hooves galloping, don't look for zebra, it's probably a horse. Well, I was a zebra, and for 2 years and 8 doctors, I went misdiagnosed. By the grace of God, I was still in stage 1. And so I said, I got famous, I got cancer, and I lived to talk about it, so I'm talking. And that's how, I wrote the New York Times bestseller, Cancer Schmancer, and that became the beginning of what's now a life mission. And then I started the organization, and Cancer Schmancer says cancer is not the boss of me. And, we just have to all wisen up and get more proactive in this new millennium.
So, Fran, you've got a big fundraiser for your organization coming up. Now, it's in New York, so I'm not sure how many of our St. Louis listeners could participate, but you never know. We've got people from here in business in New York all the time. So tell us about your event. It's Monday, June 20th.
Yes, I have people flying in from all over just for the opportunity to meet me, take pictures with me, and have a good time with me on the ship. So it is June 20th. It's on the beautiful Hornblower ship, which is a gorgeous, big ship that is, for concerts and things. And we're very grateful for their support. And there's going to be, all the food you can eat, all the drinks you can drink, and fantastic cabaret show with all different kinds of singers from Broadway and recording artists, and it's just going to be fantastic. And I urge everybody who can be in New York on June 20th to come to the Hornblower, to go on CancerSchmancer.org and buy your tickets, and or make a donation if you can't come, or sign up the free membership so that you can get our emails and learn what we are teaching, and navigate through the website and just learn how to detox your home, how to become a medical consumer, how to change your life for the better, and at the same time dictate manufacturing trends through your good old-fashioned, all-American purchasing power.
Comedian and actress Fran Drescher, thank you very much for your activism and your time this morning. Her organization is CancerSchmancer.org. Go there to find out about her fundraising event this June. You're listening to Tony Messenger on the Big 550, KTR.